So hello everyone, thanks again for stopping by on the channel. It's been a long time of not posting on the channel, but right now we are back again. I'm going to be cooking. I felt like the summer update is out and it would be a good way or a great way to kind of come back to the channel and serve you guys some really hot eBay news. Just received the seller update yesterday, and yes, this will be a good way to kind of come back to making videos. Just in case you are joining the channel for the first time, I'm an eBay seller based in Germany and I've been selling since pretty much 2013. I received the seller update last night. Never really looked at it, and I felt like this would be a good way to actually make my first video after such a long time of not making videos. So we're going to be taking a look at it together, and hopefully we can learn a thing or two, listen to what eBay is telling us, with the aim of improving our sales and possibly getting better results on eBay. So this is the seller update, summer 2024. June is dated here, and we're just going to take a look at it together. I'm actually using Google Translate because my eBay page, given that I live in Germany, is originally in German, so I'm just going to translate to English, but then we can pretty much get the scope of what the update is talking about. If you look at it, it says tools update and improvement for your business. This seller update is broken into 3 categories. Tools update and improvement for your business. We have legal, and then we have sell internationally. So we're just going to take a look at what each of these items are talking about, and hopefully see what eBay is passing across to us. So if I click on that, and once again, I'm going to translate this to English. And yes, the first thing is talking about is that there are updates to the messaging system on in the desktop version. So I think it's just pretty much a design thing. We're going to have a possibility to search the eBay messaging, which used to be there if I remember correctly. Clear design. If you want to answer a question or contact a buyer, you will find all the previous messages between you and the same thread, just like what it looks like on mobile, which I find very interesting. So this is how, like a snapshot of what it's going to look like. If you have sent a message to a buyer or on the mobile app, you should already know how it looks like. So you get a history of your previous communications. Your inbox has also been cleaned up, and you easily navigate between different folders. This new look and feel is clearer and more modern, and essentially correspond to that of the app. Just like what I said, it's pretty much the same thing like you have on the app. I find it cool, especially on the app. I find sending messages on the app pretty much better than what the current desktop version has right now. It says, throughout July, messages will transition from classic to optimized. If you want to see the update sooner, click on the try now link at the top of your inbox. The classic experience will still be available for the next few months. So if you've not gotten this, I think from July, throughout July, messages will transition gradually. Like if you want to see it earlier than, say, July, then there should be an option for you to click on try it now, and then you can actually switch to that. So that is that for this first update. And then I'm going to go to the second item. It says legal preparation for the general product safety regulation. Really don't know what it's talking about, but once again, we're just going to take a look. Preparing for the general product safety regulation. Find out how you can meet the requirements. Apparently, there's going to be a new regulation, and we're just going to take a look and see what that is and how it affects us. It says, provide information on product safety. The general product safety regulation will come into force in July. So apparently there's a general product safety regulation which is going to come into effect as from December 13th, 2024. So we are right now in June, so we still have a lot of time to do whatever changes eBay is asking us to do. And it's going to apply to new and used items sold on eBay and all other marketplaces. So it's not just eBay alone. It's apparently a general thing. It introduces specific product safety information that companies must provide when selling to buyers in the EU. So if you are going to sell your items in the EU, there are certain product safety information that you are actually supposed to provide. See, I've I'm just hearing about this for the first time, General Product Safety Regulation. But if you also have the same situation, which is you're hearing for the first time, there's actually a note here that you can actually click to read about it. So I clicked on it now and it says Regulation on General Product Safety. The General Product Safety Regulation, GPSRO, which will come into force from 13th of December, aims to ensure the sale of safe products to buyers in the European Union and Northern Ireland. Okay? So what this is saying, basically, you are trying to ensure the sales of safe products to buyers in the European Union as well as Northern Ireland. This regulation applies to both new and used products sold in these markets and introduces specific requirements for businesses in relation to product information on safety. So if you look at what you need to know, given that I sell used goods, this is something I want to take a look at. Definitely going to go ahead and read more on this to know exactly what's expected of me. But since it says that it's going to come into effect as from December, we still pretty much have a long time to do all the changes. But I'll pretty much advise you, or encourage you rather, to do some digging into this new regulation, General Product Safety Regulation, GPSRO, and see exactly how it affects you. But then, just a summary of what we should know. The regulation requires all sellers of items sold in the EU and Northern Ireland to include the following information in their offers. So eBay has pretty much made it kind of simple for us. This regulation is actually asking us to include the name and contact details of product manufacturer. If the product is not manufactured in the EU, you must identify a responsible person or body located in the EU, including names and contact details. That apparently is one of the things that we should include. Relevant information of product identification, such as pictures, type, and CE making. This, like I said, I also need to find out exactly how it affects the electronics items I sell. Information related to product safety and compliance. This includes, for example, warnings or safety information, labels, and product manuals. We just have to figure that out and see how we can include it in our listing. But typically, whenever regulations like this come up, eBay tend to create, build this into the product listing. So if you look at the required item specifics, you will just have a place to fill all these information. This is what I imagine that it's going to look at the end of the day. Perhaps we might also be expected to do it ourselves, in which case you have to actually go ahead and include this in your item description. So right here, there are some questions and answers. I want to really encourage you to look through and see how you can actually get more information about this. So going back to the updates, he said, next step, you don't need to do anything at the moment. This was exactly what I imagined. We are working on adding new features to make it easier for you to comply with this regulation. And this is a beautiful thing coming from eBay, because if we are supposed to do this ourselves, putting it on our listings, which is writing it in your product descriptions, there are definitely going to be issues, because there are some listings that just because maybe you are in a hurry, you might forget to include it, and this might cause a lot of confusions. So the best thing, in my opinion, would also be that eBay provides this, creates a feed in the item specifics, so we can just go ahead and feed this information. We will also let you know in July when you can include this information in your offer. So perhaps on your seller dashboard, there will be a notification for you to update your listing as soon as possible. In the meantime, we recommend you start gathering the necessary information now, so that you are ready when the regulation is implemented. And once again, there are questions and answers that you can actually go ahead. Questions like, what kind of information do I need? Where can I find the information I need? And so on and so forth. I won't be going into all this now, but I believe that you can actually take a look at it for yourself. But once again, if you sell new and used items, please do not overlook this. Consider it before July, when eBay will be rolling out the feature. And then sell internationally. Let's look at what that says. So what you need to do, if you sell to this, like you sell items within the US, you can actually click on this link. If you sell in the UK, you can click on this link to check it out. Switzerland, Poland, and Canada, and so on and so forth. The way it looks is that the first, this place is just like a general breakdown of what's going on, the updates. And then if you want to see specifically what's changing within the market you sell, you have to click on this link, and then you'll be able to see exactly. For me, as I sell in Germany, It says the Seller Cockpit Pro becomes more intuitive, integrated marketing tools and insights into active offers. The new advertising cockpit, more options to your advertising campaigns. Completely new, the marketing tab for eBay shop members. Marketing tab for eBay shop members. Yeah, tool updates and improvement to your business. Yes, product research, like you know, is very important. We got Therapic, and now I saw recently that Therapic is also available on mobile, which is very interesting. This is, for me personally, I find it very great because if I want to do a product research, I really do not have to go back to my desktop to try to do it. I can actually do it while I'm traveling or while I'm on my phone. This is very, very interesting. And we've got update to the messaging system in the desktop versions. We saw that earlier. eBay workshop service for the installation of car parts. This doesn't really apply to me, so I'm not going to go up to this. So the two things here that I find very great, product research now available on the go, which is on your mobile, and messaging system is going to become more modern. Here, integrated marketing tools. Yeah, this thing is still a gray area, even though I kind of imagine that these marketing tools that eBay is rolling out to us are supposed to help us, but sometimes I have a different thought about these things because a lot of sellers are already struggling anyway. The profit margin is so low that if you begin to put in more money into these marketing tools, then at the end of the day, you're just going to be selling and making less to nothing. You know, the competition on eBay is real. Products, in fact, there's no category that you go to now that there's no breakneck competition. And sometimes pretty much looks like a race to the bottom because the big sellers also selling on the platform. And sometimes you pretty much have to be ready to lower your margins to be able to stay competitive, especially with the current way eBay is right now. So yes, it makes sense to use the marketing tools, bump your listings, but at the end of the day, we still have to go back to how does it affect your bottom line. If you see that you can no longer survive using all these marketing tools, I really advise that you just keep listing your items like that on eBay and hoping that eBay will do what they're supposed to do, which is rotate this visibility between sellers. You know, this is how it was many years ago, before all these paid adverts started popping up. All right. Shipping, DHL service for return labels. This I've also seen on my Seller Cockpits that yes, I have the option now of using DHL service for my returns. eBay seller protections for internet stamps or news about eBay fulfillment. Already, this is just eBay fulfillment. There's a service, there's a company that is actually working with eBay to fulfill your orders. What that means is that if you do not want to ship out items yourself, just like the way Amazon warehouse, the Amazon FBA thing also is, you can actually send your items to a company that will actually fulfill it for you whenever it says. Preparation for the general safety product and sell internationally like we saw before. So, like I said, it was really a long time. Hopefully this time it stays. We should be able to actually juggle this video making thing with selling on eBay, which is already a full-time job in itself. And yes, when you have family commitments, this should be the priority, not like your eBay should be priority over your family. So hopefully this time around with some good planning, I should be able to give you guys very informative updates about the situation of things, especially as regards to selling on eBay. You see, the channel is dedicated to giving you good information, the wins, the lows, the highs, the wins, the lows, the highs. Good to repeat that again because eBay is not all a bed of roses. There are going to be times you're going to be balling. There are going to be times you're going to be killing it. There are going to be times where it's just going to be slow. And when this time comes, you also have to be strong enough to weather the storm. I hope this video helps you. If it does, go ahead and click on the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again in the next video, peace.